For this lesson, I'd like to go over the summary of lesson or chapter 5 on page 130 here. After I go over these concepts on chapter 5, I would like for you to complete the exercise on page 131, which is the test review. And then, when we meet next time, I will talk to you about the answers to that exercise on page 131. Okay, so let's take a look at the summary of chapter 5. The first part of the chapter was discussion on the uses of the present continuous. Okay, so with action verbs only, not using non-action but just action. Let's look at the uses or how we use the present continuous verb. For actions that are happening at this moment, right now, she is watching. Okay, so present means now, right? To watch. And the ing on the action verb watch makes it continuous. Now, we can also see that because we have the be verb is watching, that means it's happening now and it continues. Present continuous. The program is explaining. Be verb is now, ing, continuous, present continuous. The program is explaining climate change. For longer actions that are in progress at this general time, the planet is warming. I am studying science this semester. Now, by general time, that means it could be that the action that you're referring to is not happening, maybe not right this very moment, but during this general time. For example, if we're talking about this semester, it's true that you are studying, right? So I am studying this semester is the use of present continuous about general time. I am studying science this summer. Okay? And the last part here on the use of the present continuous with a descriptive state with the verbs sit, stand, wear, and sleep. The baby lemurs are sleeping. The scientist is wearing a white coat. Now, these are considered action verbs, but they're describing a state or a condition. Now, because we have a be verb and ing, this is also use of the present continuous. In all these cases, it's present continuous, but for different purposes. That was uses of present continuous. Now let's look at uses of simple present. We use simple present, first of all, for general truths. Lemurs live in Madagascar. Lemurs live in Madagascar. It's like saying it is true that this is the case. For example, trees grow in the forest, right? That would be for general truths. Some birds fly south for the winter. Notice that we don't have a be verb with these. It's just the verb itself, and we call it simple present. We use it for regular activities, habits, customs. I sometimes watch nature programs on TV. People often train pet parrots to talk, again, using the simple present, without a be verb. With places of origin. Steve Boys comes from the United States. That's a place of origin. I come from Ireland. She comes from Mexico. He comes from Switzerland. They come from New Zealand, etc. With non-action verbs using simple present. I know more about birds now. We need to protect the environment. This is the use of simple present, and these are non-action verbs. And then we focused on action and non-action verbs. The ice is melting. That's an action verb. I am thinking about the environment. Action. We're looking at a book about birds. Speaking of a bird, there's a bird right over here that's jumping over onto my fountain, making all kinds of noise. We're looking at a book about birds. You're studying science. These are all action verbs showing action. Remember, look is an action verb and see is a non-action verb. Let's look at non-action verbs. The planet has problems, and we're going to talk about looking again. It's a complicated topic. Non-action verbs. The planet has problems. That's a non-action verb. It's a condition verb. I think that climate change is a big problem. This is something going on in our minds, right? But we don't consider it action. It's a non-action. Those birds look beautiful. Now, I said that look is an action verb, but here look is a non-action verb because if you remember back in I think it was our last lesson, we talked about the difference between this kind of look and this kind of look, okay? Those birds look beautiful. This kind of look is a condition, okay, is a condition. This one is an action, right? We're doing something at a book. We're looking at a book. Here, you know a lot about nature. Well, study is an action. To know is a possession, right? I possess knowledge about nature, so that's non-action, okay? So if you want to go back and listen to this again, that's probably a good idea. And then on the next page, page 131, there is a test review page, and I would like for you to fill that out. That is an assignment. So fill that out, finish it, take a picture of it, or however you want to submit it. I like pictures best because I can write on those. And go ahead and submit that, and that will be your last assignment for this chapter and for this semester. Okay? Good luck.